When was the last time you reviewed your directors and officers insurance? When did you check if the personal cover that's being provided was something that you needed and something that you wanted, so that you didn't worry that you were going to have possibly some personal financial loss or the possibility of imprisonment? These are important issues that you need to look at. Directors and officers is a great example of the type of insurance that you must be proactive with in advance to find out and to make sure that it does what it is supposed to do. And this fact is something you should raise with your employer to make sure that they are providing you with appropriate directors and officers insurance. So the facts speak for themselves. There has clearly been an increase in claim trends, both from civil actions as well as criminal actions on a global basis. And particularly this occurs in the United States, where there's always been a good number of claims, but also in other countries like Japan, in Russia, in Brazil, in China. So why do we see all these changes? We see the changes because mainly regulatory bodies are getting much stronger teeth. They're taking a very strong bite out of the directors and officers around the world. Their reach is going outside their territory, so extraterritorial reach and scope. You see this with the United States Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. You see this with the Antibribery Act in the UK. Also, you're seeing shareholders and stakeholders. They're holding their boards of directors more accountable today, and they're demanding action. So this has brought up litigation. And then also the changing just legal landscape. We're finding out around the world that laws and rules are changing. It is becoming easier for individuals, for competitors, as well as stakeholders to bring actions against directors and officers. As a corporate executive, you face more scrutiny today than you ever have. There's more rules and regulations, particularly around anti-bribery statutes, which are popping up all around the world. You may violate a statute in your home country, say the UK, and also the United States. So you may be litigating on two fronts. The other question you have to ask is, how do I know I'm compliant? Maybe an action in my country is legal, but it's illegal in another territory. It means you have to look at prevention. You have to put into place anti-bribery procedures and make sure that they are followed. It is not good enough just to say that we have the procedures. You must also implement, you must do training around these procedures to ensure that all your employees understand what the issues are, why it is important. It's very possible that you can do all of these preventive measures and you still have an employee that violates the law in one of your far-off subsidiaries. Regardless, because you are in charge, because you're the executive, you can still be held personally liable. The answer is probably not. The reason being, if you're a multinational company that has subsidiaries around the world, or even a mid-sized company that may have subsidiaries in one or two countries, and you protect your global exposures with one single D&O policy, then the answer is you do not have a global D&O program. There are many jurisdictions around the world that will require you to purchase local D&O coverage issued by a licensed carrier in their country. And if you have exposures there and you do not have those local policies, you cannot be certain that your D&O coverage will be there. So basically what we're saying is, in this particular area of global programs, selection of the right insurer is absolutely critical. Are all insurers the same? Short answer is no, they're not. Unfortunately, many organizations find this out a bit too late, and usually at the cost of their executives and their board of directors and their personal finances. Price sometimes is a leading factor for some insureds in picking their insurers. I hope today I provided some confidence to you that price should not be the overreaching factor. It will be one of the factors, but you must look at many, many other things in order to make sure you have the proper insurer. And that's where Zurich comes in. Zurich is one of the leading D&O carriers, over 400 D&O underwriters around the world, including claims analysts. What does Zurich have to offer? Zurich is one of the leading global underwriters with a global network. We also offer tailor-made policy solutions for our insureds. And last, we have the will and desire to put customers first. We are a customer-centric organization. If you're not already with Zurich, I hope I've given you some food for thought to look at us next time. Last, I hope that I've given you some key insights and key issues to raise with your risk manager to make sure that you are getting the top D&O policy that fits your needs and that's appropriate for the risk environment that you're working in. Thank you very much.